You are in the temple of the rants where I rant about whatever my $15 a month plus patrons want me to rant about. You can get one of these by being one of those. This one's for Nemesis, who says, rant on Zone of the Enders as a whole. Games and anime, including Idolo, if you have seen them. Really curious on your thoughts on the series since you said you played the demo of MGS2 from it, which was my introduction to Metal Gear as a whole. I loved these games because I think Jehudi is the easiest and most fun mech to control compared to a lot of mecha games once you know how the basic control abilities work. I don't care much about the story, but the combat, especially in the second runner, makes up for it entirely. Also, the cockpit is a good idea because it is located at the lower torso, which leaves the pilot less likely of being injured rather than being at the head or midsection. It also has Anubis, which is, in my opinion, the best mecha design to date. Feel free to fight me otherwise in your rant. Zone of the Enders is pretty ill. The games are really short, and I played them over a decade ago, but I remember the first one being somewhat interesting. Like, I did love the controls of the mech right off the bat. I thought it was fun to play, but the problem is that the first few missions are all in, like, the same location. They're pretty basic. It feels like you're in a tutorial for like the first half of the 4-hour game, and then it picks up and gets fun, but it's very short lived, and the story is a little too dialogue driven. But I remember it being fairly interesting. The second game did away with all the issues and cranked it up to fucking 11. Aesthetically, super cool. It's fun right off the bat. You got more interesting characters, a more interesting story. The main character of the first game comes back and is way cooler, so it's a huge payoff if you had played the first one. It's just generally a pretty fucking dank game. It's been talked about by other YouTubers. I recommend Hyperbit Hero. He did a video on why the Zone of the Enders 3 never happened and all the production that was supposed to, that had gone on for it before it got canceled. I want to say somebody else who I follow did a video about it, maybe Bunny Hop or something. Hard to say, but yeah, it's a pretty sick game series. I think the main appeal is, in fact, the controls of the mech and how satisfying it is to pilot around. I thought the story was cool, especially in the second game. It's a Kojima story. It's hype, full of epic moments and stuff like that. I would recommend them. They're short. They're easy to come by. They've been I think I heard the HD collection wasn't the best way to experience the games. There was some kind of jank in there. I don't know if that ever got patched out. Don't quote me. Do your own research. But, the PS2 games, definitely worth playing. And I know that there's been a Zone of the Enders VR port recently, shockingly. I haven't heard about if that one's good, but I'm definitely curious. There's not that much for me to say because I haven't played them in a long time. I don't really have in-depth thoughts. Never watched the anime because I heard it wasn't good. But there are anime cutscenes in the second game, and that's pretty cool. So yeah, check it out. Look into some of those other videos about it as well.